Love is the most important thing in the world, but baseball is pretty good too. From the one, the only, Yogi Berra. Welcome to Simulation Gaming Digital Realities. Hello again, baseball and OOTP fans. If you've made your way to this video, thank you. This is Simulation Gaming Digital Realities. I cover a bunch of different brands right now. I'm just starting off the channel. Got two brands I'm working on. One is OOTP and the other is an app known as LiQWYD, where you can digitally collect items from all different brands, including Major League Baseball, and LiQWYD is also introducing some football, European style, this coming month. So check LiQWYD out on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. See what it's about if you enjoy digital collecting. This series is the Out of the Park 23 Perfect Team Draft Tournament Series. Wow, that's a mouthful. This is a series where I take you through a draft. I show you how we did in the last draft. And we go from there and hopefully are rewarded by finishing in the top 4. So sit back, grab your tea, water, juice, Coca-Cola, or coffee, and let's get started. We are back with the game open and ready to go for another draft. But before that, we need to take you through how we did in the last episode. And as you can see, with our strategy and our cards, we were able to make the semifinals, where we got beat up pretty bad. In fact, in the 4th game, went to extra innings, tied 0-0, but Frog River wouldn't have any of that, and they took us out to eliminate us from the tournament. So looking at the overall statistics here and how we did, take you a quick run through that. There you see the Gladiators winning the first round 4-2, and then 4-1, squeaking by 4-3, and then losing out in the semifinals. Congratulations to the Frog River Frogs, the team that beat us out, for taking the championship and earning the 1,000 perfect points. Statistics-wise, we got a few Gladiators here. In the top, we've got the win leader with Chris Carpenter. Well done, Chris. We have Aaron Loop, tied in 2nd place for saves with 6. And we had the batting champion in terms of average with Billy Weber at a 443. Really well done considering we didn't get to play in the final round. So those might be cards that if you're looking to build up your regular team, you might want to go search them out. They did really well in this tournament. Team-wise, Rocky Mountain was 3rd in fielding, individual pitching. We were 3rd in stolen bases, so we picked up our pace in steals, and other than that, we're not showing on the leaderboard. Highlighting some of the top players, home runs, Adam Dunn led with 9, but he was tied with a few other players as well. WAR, which I like to place a lot of value on, Mr. Hara, Mr. Herman, and Mr. Williams were the top WAR guys. High-level players, a gold, a diamond, and a perfect card. On the pitching leaderboard, if we look again at our wins, we had the leader with Carpenter. Save-wise, it was Mr. Quisenberry in his old Kansas City form. And in the WAR department, The top war pitcher was Patrick Corbin, but not the live Patrick Corbin. It was the 2018 Patrick Corbin. Again, maybe a card you want to go check out. Best results so far, guys. We've only played in 3 tournaments, I believe, so far. And here we got rewarded for that by earning 300 perfect points. All right, we'll be back in a matter of seconds as we load up today's tournament. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back. What was seconds for you was a few minutes for me as I got the tournament set up. Once again, we are in a best of 7 with the winner getting 1,000 perfect points. As I do in this series, guys, I tone down on the commentary and just kind of mouse over the cards. You guys, in your own mind, can kind of think who you would select. And please, I really love comments, and thank you for some of you that are leaving comments. Really helps the channel, helps the algorithms, help boost the videos. So who would you take in this first perfect round? Leave a quick comment. Okay, I think it's between Charles Johnson if I want a high-end catcher, or Lenny Dykstra, who I believe has a lot of speed. Yeah, he's got fairly decent speed. Good gap power. Avoid Ks. I've heard the live players are doing better in this year's version of the game. Have you guys found that? Let me know. Leave a comment. Are the live players outperforming the historical players? And of course, Manny Machado, the one, the only Machado. All right, I think we are going to go with a power guy here. Mr. Gonzalez, you are the first pick. Now we're on to our 2 diamond rounds. Again, just a quick look at the attributes. I think it's between Mel Harder, Mike Garcia, and Jay Bell. This is tough. There's not really a huge standout, at least not in my opinion. 96.86, 101.76. Yeah, let's go with the high movement guy. I love high movement with my starting pitching. Not sure if it was toned down this year. I try to avoid relievers until I get to gold, but sometimes you don't have a choice. All right, let's take our second starting pitcher, Mr. Peavy. You know I got to take him. He had the most wins in the last tournament, so we have to see if he is a consistently top-level pitcher in these tournaments. So, Chris, you're on board. And I think I'm going to have to go. Let's take a look at the rest of these guys here. So it's either Rick Farrell as my catcher or Richard Hidalgo. Don't want to miss out on a high-end center fielder. Key position to fill. So I'm going to take him. If Chris wasn't there, I would have taken Hidalgo and probably Rick Farrell. What's his ability like? Wow, it's pretty good. Really good against lefties in terms of the avoid K. Nope, got to go with Chris. Got to go with Chris and Richard there. All right, once again, we'll do a quick mouse over. Okay, let's focus on starters this tournament. I'm going to go with John Denny. I really like his movement in combination with his control. And I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with O'Flaherty. Okay, now we're on to the last gold round. Really good right fielder. Decent shortstop. High-end reliever. Okay, I think this one's pretty straightforward. Two guys stood out for me. Kiki in right field. And Aaron in the bullpen. On to our silver rounds. Typically I go for historicals in the silver round, but again, this year's version of the game might be different. Don't really need to look at starting pitching anymore. As you guys know, if you've been following this series, I love myself utility guys that can play multiple positions. So here we have a guy that can play anywhere in the infield, except catcher, and two of the outfield positions. You're in. Good bench guy. Other than that, I really like Paul O'Neill. Unfortunately, I already have a right and left fielder, but I will need a DH, and he's just got too good of attributes to pass up on. All right, so next we get into our next silver round. First time I've come across Pete Rose in OOTP23. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to take him. Every version of this game, Pete Rose is a stud at any level he plays in. And I'm going to take Mr. Simmons for my shortstop. I'm not even going to look at these other guys. Those are the two I want. Okay, I lied. I want to take a look at Phil Nevin. Oh boy, why'd you do that to me, Phil? Yeah, let's leave it. Let's go with my first instinct. Okay, so we're good on the outfield. I don't need any outfielders until the very end. I still need a third baseman, first baseman, catcher, and probably some relief pitchers. So Bill White. Okay. Mr. Miller. Yeah. Multiple positions. I'm taking you. Already have a shortstop. Not worried about my outfielders. Huh. All right, let's go utility guy again. Guy that can play multiple positions. And now we're on to the bronze rounds. What do I need here? A third baseman, although I do have some utility guys. You're in. And are there any good bullpen arms? Not really. do like McManus's defense, and I do need a third baseman. Now I've got 2. This is the point where you really want to make sure you're not missing a key position. You can see first base I'm not really concerned about because a lot of players have multiple first base potential positions. Everything else is filled out, so I'm good. But I got to get some more relievers really quickly, and at some point another catcher. Relievers, who do we have? Okay. Steve, you're in the bullpen, my friend. And any of you a good, decent backup? I better get one now because sometimes I draft and then there's no catchers in the last 2 rounds. There's a certain amount that are in the game. I wasn't counting. Could have got Cam Gallagher, but I'm happy with who we took. All right, 7 pitchers. I'd like to have 11, so we need 4 more. Preferably another shortstop. Look for those high movement guys, if possible. All right, Brad, you're in the bullpen, and so are you, Ethan. All right, here we are on the last round. In Iron, for most tournaments, you select 5 Iron players. Now it's just a matter of filling those holes. I want a shortstop, another outfielder, and 2 more pitchers. Let's look for our pitchers first of all. You're not going to get a lot. Well, stuff is really low, but I like you. There's one. One more starter or reliever. I think we have to go with Brent Suter. At least 1 outfield. Good enough. Another infielder. Yep. And now just kind of the best player available. Miguel. Yeah, let's go for the utility. Submit. All right, guys, I don't feel as confident about this draft as I did the last one. If we look at our overall rankings here, you can kind of see the high-level guys we took. I went almost all in on starting pitching. We'll see if that costs the team. Again, I go with a 4-man rotation, long relief, emergency starter for the guy that was at the 5th position. I don't like the setup. I like everyone else in a mid-relief. And depending on the stamina, which is a 24, anything over 18, I kind of put as stopper. Anything under 18, I use as a closer. So that's good there. Just going to put you guys on pause while I set up the batting order. And here's a case where you really got to make sure you just don't go with AI. I know a lot of people draft and they just say, okay, the computer's going to put my best guys in. Here's a case where you got to double check. Pete Rose, best contact for lefties, best contact against righties is not in the lineup by the AI. If I would have just submitted and left, he would not be a starter. He's gotta be one of our starters in both lineups. And even though it shows him as a center field or right fielder, if you right click and look at positions, there are other ones as well. So I'm gonna put him at first base. I'm going to swap him out for our worst hitter. That's a first baseman. I might sacrifice a little bit on defense with Pete, but I need his bat in the lineup. All right, with a little bit of tweaking, I think I'm at where I want to be. You can see all the green players here are in the starting lineup. I'm not really missing out on anyone else. Remember, the AI had Profar in and not Pete Rose. To me, that's a huge difference. To me, that's worth sacrificing a little bit of defense at first base. So we're going to go with that. As always, I just go with the AI for the backup roles. Strategy. Again, we placed in the last tournament. I'm not going to do too much with this. After the next tournament, I will start to play around with what I believe works best. But for now, that's what we're going to go with. There's our team. Let me know what you guys think. Where do you think we'll place? My bet is we make it to the second round, and it's going to be a close series. We'll either win 4-3 or lose 4-3 in that second round. And I think our top 3 performers are going to be Chris Carpenter, Paul O'Neill, and Pete Rose. My guesses for the top 3 gladiators. All right, thank you so much again for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please do that. It takes a few seconds. Go and hit that subscribe, hit the like button. I love making this content for you guys, but kind of need that YouTube support so that they keep pushing the channel out so other eyes can come across it. So thank you. Hope to see you in the next episode. Remember, I do have a couple other OOTP series up as well. One is simply a pack opening where I open 100 to 150 packs. And the other one is the regular Perfect Team series with our all-star Mr. Mel Ott. You might want to go check that series out. Thanks once again. Have a wonderful rest to your day. It's a great day for baseball. See you next episode.